Hello and welcome back guys. Today we are starting a new story titled, The Electro Hero, written by Marth747. Please find author story link in the description. And now let's begin the story. The Phenomenon Doctor. Well, this was unexpected. Looking over the papers. What is it, doctor? The voice came from a green-haired woman. This is Inko Midoriya. What's wrong? Right next to her was her husband and former pro-hero, Fire Drake, Hisashi Midoriya. Doctor. Well, looking here at the diagnoses here it would seem your son here has developed a combination of you two's quirk. Right in front of him was a young boy and his name is Izuku Midoriya, but there is something different about him. One would think he would end up with a quirk similar to his parents, and it was not uncommon for his best friend Katsuki Bakugo also developed a quirk that was the combination of his parents. But what was different wasn't the fact he had a combination of his parents' quirk, it was the fact that it was a mutation quirk, and also the complete opposite from what they expect. The boy's skin wasn't its original color, but now it was a light blue color. His hair and eyes an electric blue color but has bioluminescence glowing along with parts of his skin. His sclera a abyssal black and his iris also seem to glow the same electric blue. What's more is his voice having an amp-like property that would be similar to purring, almost. Doctor, has anyone in your family had any sort of lightning or electrical base quirks? Inko, not that we know. Me mother had some type of floating quirk. Hisashi, my father only had a fire-type quirk, but none of that on either side of my family. Doctor, well, it seems that your son has experienced a 1 in a million chance phenomenon. There are only 200 cases record of children who developed quirks that are different from their biological parents, but none could compare to it being a mutation quirk itself. Inko, but what type of quirk is it? Worried for her son. Doctor, I have a speculation, but I want to try something first if you don't mind. Hisashi looked at his wife, who gave him approval. Hisashi, if it could help us understand our son's quirk, then go ahead. The doctor reached into his desk and brought out a USB that connected to a light bulb. Doctor, little Midoriya, could you hold on to this? And Izuku looked at his parents. Inko, it's okay Izuku. Hisashi, go on son. Smiling at him, and he reached for it and touched it. Soon the light bulb turned on and it glowed brightly. Doctor, okay, it was indeed true. Your son has an electric based quirk, and it would seem to be a powerful one as well. Izuku jumped around. Does this mean I could be a hero? Looking at the doctor. Doctor, well, I want to try this real quick here, and he pulled out a dead battery and a new one. Doctor, I want you try and absorb the energy from this battery and transfer it to the dead one. Izuku reached for it and he felt the energy flowing through him, and soon his skin glowed brighter, which amazed his parents. He then touched the dead battery and soon his skin dimmed. The doctor then puts the battery into a small flashlight, and lo and behold, it worked. Doctor, I want you to know that if you train your quirk and maybe learn how to absorb even more energy, I do believe you can become a great hero. Young Midoriya, and Izuku started crying. Izuku, I can become a hero. Inko, you can. Izuku, Hisashi, and we'll be here for you. And they hugged him the next day at the park. Izuku, Kaken, and soon Bakugo turned around. Bakugo, hey Blue, did they found out what your quirk does besides the obvious appearance? Izuku, look, and he held out his palm. Soon his palm glowed and electricity cloaked around it. Bakugo, whoa, you can control electricity. Izuku, yeah, but it's not strong yet, but if I train harder it can become stronger. Bakugo, okay then. Electro. Izuku, Electro. Bakugo, yeah, I mean look at you, your electric powers is the same color as your skin, so you're Electro. He said. Izuku, cool, and soon they played, and later on when Bakugo fell down the hill and crashed into the stream, Izuku went down to help him. Izuku, are you okay Kaken? He held his hand out, but he was careful to not touch the water. Bakugo jumped out, and soon the water from the splash made contact with Izuku's skin, and he screamed. Bakugo, what's wrong? And soon he saw smoke coming off from Izuku's arm. Izuku, water hurts, he said, and soon a burn mark was seen. Doctor, so this is his drawback then. He looked at Izuku's burn carefully. Inko, oh doctor, how can Izuku stay hydrated? How can he eat without burning himself? Oh Hisashi, what can we do? Our weebit prince, what's going to happen to him? Adentino watadawe can we do? How can we? Hisashi, INKO, he said, snapping her out of it. Doctor, well, that was unexpected, but anyway don't worry Mr. and Ms. Midoriya, I already had a situation prepared. And he pulled out a battery and dropped it into a glass of water. Doctor, little Midoriya, can you put your hand in here? And Izuku hesitated, worried he'll be burned again. Doctor, don't worry, if this doesn't work you can sue me. And parents laughed. Hisashi, good one doctor. Izuku then puts his hand in the water to find himself completely okay. Doctor, okay, so as long there is an electrical current flowing through water it will not harm him, but I will say you need to invest a little bit in Batteries, but I'm sure that it's not taking too much energy, so they should be at least one a week, and he wrote down a prescription and handed it to Inko Doctor. This should at least help you get batteries better, seeing it's quirk related. You might want to always keep this on you at all times. And soon they thanked the doctor and went home. Time skip to 11 years later. Alright, normally I would ask you what you want to be or do for your career, but knowing you all want to be heroes, why do I even try? And threw the sheets of papers behind him, and soon the students started using their quirks, excited except for one Bakugo. Hey teach, don't lump me with these extras, he yelled, and soon the students were irritated. The F Bakugo, you think you're better than us? Why do you think you're better, huh? Bakugo smirked, that because I'm better than all of you. And I'll get into you. You watch me. Isn't that school really hard to get in? I heard there's a 2% admission rate, maybe he can get in with a quirk like his. Teacher, oh right, midoriya, you also applied for you. To right. But soon the class looked at him and they laughed. Midoriya in you? Please, how can he be a hero if a little rain is what takes him down? But he has a pretty powerful quirk, yeah, that has a drawback that basically cripples him. Bakugo, no, they're wrong about that. Thinking back to when they were kids that day, flashback. Izuku, Kaken, stop, as he stepped in front of a girl. Bakugo, wow, look at Deku defending someone like her. You two need to learn your place. Izuku, stop it Kaken, that's what villains do, acting like a villain. Bakugo, why you? And soon sparks came off his hand. Bakugo, guess you need to know your F place. Deku, and soon he fired an explosion at him and his friends also jumped in, but what happened next still chilled him to this day. Izuku, I said stop. And soon he released a pulse of energy that propelled them back, feeling the electric energy burn him a little. Bakugo's attack did nothing as the electricity surrounding Izuku wouldn't allow that, and his voice was amped up, echoing through the whole block. All the parents and bystanders saw what happened. Did you see that? What a powerful quirk, but he hurt those kids. Someone call the police, take him away, the villain in a making, stop him now. Izuku looked around him. No, I didn't mean toy, was just dash. He looked behind him and saw the girl he was defending also suffered the same injuries as Bakugo. Something's happening, mind destructing, agony inside of me. Hearing the voices coming from somewhere back to present day, Bakugo ignored what they said and he looked at him and he pulled back his sleeve, showing him a scar on his arm. Izuku knew what it weighs. It was when he hurt he that day and the day when he called a villain by the people. My pulse is riding, mental torture, self-destroyer, can't ignore the paranoia. Izuku, stop, mumbling to himself, making the voice go away for a moment. As soon class was over, Izuku packed his stuff only to find his notebook missing. Looking for this, he saw Bakugo and his friends with it. Izuku, give it back Kaken, he said. Bakugo, why are you applying for you? A Deku, huh? Is it to try prove yourself that you can be a hero? No one will forget what you did, that you know that, right? And you does background checks, and as soon as they find out what you did you will be labeled as a villain, so do us a favor and don't go to you. Got it. Izuku, but I always wanted to go there. Why can't I have a chance? I deserve to have the same opportunity as yo dash. Cut off by Bakugo, kicking him. Bakugo, listen, you have freaked and apply for you. No one will ever take your F villainess, but, and soon he burned the book and threw it out the window and they walked away. Bakugo stopped. But if you really want to get it, I may know a way, he said. Bakugo, take a swan dive of the roof and hope you get a heroic quirk in your next life, and they left. Izuku, it doesn't work that way, he mumbled to himself, and as soon he the front doors he sees his notebook in the pond. Grabbing a stick he gets it out of it. Agony inside of me. Izuku, hey, that's not food, this is, and he brought out some fish food and threw some into the pond. Izuku, I'm hungry, listening to his stomach growl, playing out with a tiny ball of electricity. It surprisingly works like a real ball, almost if said ball could explode. Hey there, he turns to see a blob of green sludge. I need to hide for a moment and you look like the perfect meat shield. And soon H tried lunging for him. Izuku in response at a quick speed dodged it using a little bit of power. He calls this move Electro. Izuku absorbed the little ball and he let out a small blast of electricity, causing the slime villain to scream, SV, son of a beach, that hurt, realizing he can't use him mostly because his body has electricity coursing through him. SV, the hell man, suddenly a large echoing voice can be heard, fear not, and slime villain turned in horror, for I am here. And soon the number one hero All Might appeared and punched the slime villain, causing him to explode into tiny pieces. Izuku, Amjitsamatonggets All Might, Tonggets All Might, am, yes young one, it is I All Might, he said, posing. Izuku, I can't believe this, I'm a big fan of yours, he said excitedly. Well yes, but I am sorry, I must be going, and thank you for your help. Izuku, wait, I have a question real quick, and he turned around. What is it? Izuku, I know you see my obvious quirk, but people call me a freak, a monster, or even a villain, and I always wanted to ask you if it was possible for a person to become a hero even if he has a villain quirk. Young man, listen to me when I say this, I believe anyone can become a hero, they just need the drive, and it's not decided by one's quirk, so yes, I believe that you can be a great hero. Giving him a thumbs up. Something's happening, can't ignore it, agony inside of me, mental torture, self-destroyer, can't ignore the paranoia. Izuku scratched his head, and once he heard what All Might said, the voices seemed to fade. No one believes he could be a hero, that one as villainous and scary like him would ever be one. Only his parents supported him even if they're overseas right now. He kneeled down on the sidewalk and he cried, Izuku, thank you, he said, crying, and All Might smiled wider. If it was even possible in the first place. Yes, I'm sure of it now. If you excuse me, I must be going. If you really are going to become a hero, you can start at Dagoba Beach. Izuku, huh? Is that place like covered in trash or something? Yes, and one important thing about being a hero is you must also help the people in need as well, he said before jumping away. Izuku, he believes in me, he will make him proud. Something's happening the rest of the day. Izuku headed home, but he keep his hoodie up, hiding his face, not wanting to draw attention to anyone. Izuku, he believes in me, he needs me. He was happy that someone else believes in him, someone other than his parents. Didn't get him wrong, he loves them dearly, but he sometimes would get a concerned look from his mother. His father is 100% fully supporting him. Of course, he would train a lot practicing his quirk, and over the course of 11 years he's pretty much improved. He's using you, there it is again, he lied to me, he's afraid of me, stop it. Good. Another thing about having a villainous quirk is the insults and the pain that came with it. It affected him greatly, to a point a voice could sometimes be heard. Not wanting to be lost in thoughts, he headed home until a large boom echoed in the area. Izuku, on instinct, ran towards the source of the sound, and that was until he saw that same slime villain rampaging the city, and it seems he's got a hostage. He looked closer and soon he saw Izuku. Kaken, his eyes widened. Izuku, what's going on here? He asked the pro hero. Death Arms, we can't get to him, our quirks aren't suitable for this mess. Kamui Woods, he's out of range for me. An empty lady remained in her giant form, complaining about how she can't get through with harming the buildings. Izuku scratched his head. Are they serious? Do they not see the obvious weakness? It's his eye, and they just stand there until another with a suitable quirk will come in. Izuku, he ran towards the villain. Death Arms, kid, wait. Reaching out for him, Izuku rushed forward, and the slime villain recognized him. You, and he used Bakugo's quirk, pointing his arm at him, and soon an explosion was set off, to which Izuku used Electro, dodging them easily. Once he got close, Izuku put both his arms and made a motion. Izuku, static shock. And soon a small burst of electricity released and shocked the slime villain enough to where he lets go of Bakugo. When he let go, Izuku then gathered more energy. Izuku, and used his electricity like a grapple and grabbed the villain, who was shocked by the grapple, and he threw the slime over him, keeping him at bay. Screeching out loud, Izuku continued to shock him even though he was defeated. Death Arms, that's enough, and Izuku continued to shock him. Mind is breaking, can't control it. Empty lady, kid, grabbing his shoulders, and soon her voice and touch snapped him out of his trance, and he stopped, realizing what he did. The slime villain still had some electricity crackling off him, groaning in pain, the shocks making him twitch suddenly, but not dead. Kamui, holy sht, muttering in awe, seeing the power this boy possesses. That glare, that look in his eyes, the merciless act. No, he isn't sure of it, he's long dead, but he couldn't help but see him in there, who was the kid's parents. His quirk is pretty powerful, but seeing him outright torture the villain was not right. Needed to talk to him again. Kamui Woods, you realize what a stupid move you did, kid. Death Arms, you could have gotten hit. Empty lady, well, at least he's safe. Izuku, what do you mean by stupid? He said emotionlessly. Izuku, you mean when you wanted to wait until a hero with an appropriate quirk comes by? Have you not seen the obvious weak point that villain had? He said, angry at them. Kamui Woods, well, yes, Izuku, so tell me then, what was his weakness? Mind is aching, body's racing, No one said anything and Izuku growled. His skin started glowing. Izuku, it was his eye. It was the only solid thing on him. You heroes are so selfish, he said, and he walked away. Bakugo however was unconscious from the attack. Kid, wait, reporters started rushing him. How did you defeat it? What type of quirk is that? Are you a villain? Izuku then got irritated and used his electrodash to get away, leaving only a small spark on where he was standing. The reporters were shocked seeing the boy traveling at such a high speed it could rival the symbol of peace. Once Izuku got away he just leaned against the wall feeling drained. Izuku, well, at least he's safe, but what was that urge he felt? When he grapples the villain he felt like he wanted to cause it more pain, to have it feel what he feels. He didn't like this new feeling. Then it happened. Can't ignore the paranoia. Something's happening. Agony inside of me, mind is breaking, my pulse is rising. Mental torture, self-destroyer. Izuku, shut up. Can't ignore the paranoia, something's happening. Mind destructing agony inside of me. Izuku, shut up. Soon he let out a burst of energy. Hey, watch it. And he looked to see a frail looking man. DMN, kid, careful with that quirk of yours, you'll really hurt someone that way. Izuku, I'm sorry. I am sorry, mister, please, I'm sorry. He held out his hand. It's alright, kid. Be the way. Who were you yelling at? Asking Izuku. Oh, it's complicated. How so? You can tell me, won't judge. Izuku, well, it's the voices. Izuku, in my head they speak to me, and it's not a quirk. Me quirk allows me to manipulate and type of electricity, but because people see it as a villainous quirk they tend to say things, which brings out the voices in your head. Izuku, yeah, and they both stayed silent. Izuku, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have bothered you like that. I need to go now, and he walked away. So that's why. Soon the figure shifted into All Might and soon jumped in front of him. Izuku, BAH. All Might. Yes it is I. All Might. Young man, I seen what you did back there, that was reckless. And soon Izuku puts his head down. HELIEDTOMEHEHATESONME. But I must say, have a question. And soon Izuku looks up at him. When you rescued that boy, what did you feel? Izuku, I felt my legs move on their own. He didn't think I just did it. It was the right thing to do, yet I still get called the villain. Young man, what you displayed there was the heart of a true hero. And with a not training with your quirk you can become a great hero. Although he needs it, his mind is fragile. Now giving him a thumbs up. Soon Izuku felt the voices disappeared again, seeing his idol, believing that he can do it. He now has one problem: how in the hell will he explain this to his parents? Mind destructing. Once Izuku made his way home he took several deep breaths. Izuku, it was all over the news. He prepared himself for a life full of scoldings. He opened it to find his father sitting at the dinner table. Izuku, he dad, and his father stared at him. Hisashi, Izuku, and he stayed quiet. Okay, this is now scaring him. Izuku, did you see? Hisashi, if you're wondering about that villain attack involving that Bakugo and slime prick, then yes, we both saw what you did, and now a chill was running down his spine. Izuku, I am sorry dad, it just happened and I didn't know what to do, my legs just started moving. Hisashi, look son, I know you mean well your infatuation with heroes and such, but seeing this did not make it any better for us at all, especially with how you dealt with that villain. Izuku, where's mom? Hisashi, fishing. She never fishes, not once in her lifetime. Izuku knew how bad he screwed up. Hisashi, so it's my turn to make dinner tonight. Breathing out fire out the window. Izuku, okay. Hisashi, look Sony, just need to say it right now. He got up. Hisashi, our mom. And I have been thinking, okay, this is not good, what's going on with them? Hisashi, as much as she doesn't like it, I really think you should pursue going to you. Izuku, really? Hisashi, really, reason is because I knew from the moment you watched that All Might video you wanted to become a hero, and I only have one question, and you better think hard because this will determine our decision. And Izuku listened and he nodded. Hisashi, why? He said to him, why does he want to be a hero? Why would he become one? To disprove to Bakugo that he can truly be one, or is it for fame? One answer. Izuku, because I want to be like him. Hisashi raised an eyebrow. Izuku, I mean it's how he saves people with a smile on his face. He never gives up and brings hope to them, but I also want to prove to everyone that they're wrong about villainous quirks. He don't want to do it for fame, or money, or anything on that matter. If I become the most disliked hero, I don't care. I want to become a hero because it's to do the right thing. Determined, looking at his father who was surprised, but he smiled. Hisashi, that's my boy, then it's settled. He looked at his watch. Hisashi, I have already applied you for you. From my time being a hero, wanted to know if you have what it takes, and it will be difficult knowing about your quirk, but don't worry, with the amount training we've been doing we can do this together, and brought him into a hug. Hisashi, you can become a hero for all villains to fear. Izuku's phone rang and saw the caller ID. Izuku, it's Grandpa. Hisashi. Sigh, well you better go answer, bet he'll give you an earful as well. He'll go get dinner ready, and he left. Izuku unpacked his stuff on his bed and answered the phone. Izuku, hey Grandpa, how are you doing? Izuku. Izuku, I'm fine. Great, actually, I saw what you did on the news, your quirk is improving. Izuku, yeah, and it's thanks to Dad, if not for him I wouldn't know what to do. How are the voices? Izuku, and he stayed silent. Izuku frowned. They're getting worse, it's becoming more concerning. Well, I'll have the doc send you more medication for you, and I'm sorry I couldn't attend your birthday last week. Izuku, it's alright, knowing you send me that mask was more than enough. But you didn't need to do that, you're my only grandchild, and knowing your father, he probably gave you another set of batteries, so let me spoil you once in a while. Izuku, thank you. Out of everyone who Izuku can talk freely about is his grandfather, although he hasn't seen him in person since his 5th birthday, and his father said it was something about him being in a life support system. Don't think Menno anyone special in your life yet. Izuku blushed. What? No, I mean, who would want to be with someone like me, a blue freak? Now I'm sure there is someone out there. Izuku, remember, you're not the only one with a mutation quirk. I've seen many quirks in my lifetime, and I can assure you that you are not a freak. Izuku, no one yet, but I have something to tell you. What is it? Izuku, I am going to you. I'm going to be training for the entrance exams. There was a small brief of silence. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm sure you can make it in. Just remember your father's trademark move. Izuku smiled. I've been loving that move ever since Dad showed me. Yeah, and I'm sure that it's actually deadly. Izuku, you give me too much credit. Chuckling, well, that's what happens when my grandson has a quirk that could potentially absorb all of Japan's energy. Izuku, in theory I can do it, but I don't know if it would kill me. Remember that energy cannot be destroyed. Izuku, and you're practically made of it, and I think in theory that you probably have achieved immortality. Izuku, you really think so? I know you do. Has that boy been giving you any trouble recently? Izuku, no, he hasn't been. Izuku, you know, I may be old, but I used to tell people they're lying for a living. Izuku, he told me to kill myself. And have you told your parents about this? Izuku, no, I don't plan on it. Sai, stubborn as ever. Very well, I will keep this a secret, but remember you could always ask me for help should you need. Alright. Izuku, alright, looks like I'm out of time. Listen Izuku, call me when you get into you. I have to go through some medical problems I've been having, but it's nothing too serious. Let me know when you get into you. Izuku, I'll send you a picture and video about two. Chuckle, I know you will. Izuku, bye Grandpa. Goodbye Izuku, and he hung up. Hisashi, F. Hearing a loud bang made Izuku want to go see what happened, but he just left it for Mom to deal with it, and he looked around his room for something. Seeing all the All Might merchandise and other hero merch, he reached on top of a shelf to pull down a mask. Izuku, here it is. And he dusted it off. This mask was given as a gift to him from his grandfather, as a gift to improve on his quirk should he pursue his dream of becoming a hero. He puts the mask on, which was just covered the top part of his head, only showing his mouth. Hisashi walked into his room. Oh Shitаю, no, with that mask you look like your grandfather when he was young. Izuku, was he a hero? Hisashi, not exactly, you could say he was a vigilante. Izuku, what type? Hisashi, well, his quirk allowed him to manipulate smoke. He was a vigilante called Smoke. Not really the most creative name, but he did stop after he settled with your grandmother. Izuku was reading down his quirk and all the possible things, and he muttered. Hisashi smiled. You know, I don't know if you either got the mumbling from my side or your mother's. Izuku, sorry. Hisashi, remember training Tomoro, but first could you fix the breaker? I don't want another incident to happen. And Izuku snickered, knowing the time his father got shocked 4 times trying to replace the outlets. Izuku. Yet time skipped to 5 months later. Izuku was making his running routine. Even though he could use his quirk to get by, he would need to increase his stamina in case of situations that would hinder him of his quirk, like maybe helping someone out of a ditch, but it was filled with water or rain. Already made some designs for his costume, being a black-gray suit with coils that wrapped around major parts of his body to help regulate the amount of energy he would release, and of course protecting him from water, the only weakness he has as much as he hates it. It made sense to him of having a powerful quirk that could manipulate any form of electricity, and he wondered if it would evolve in some way. Would it make his Weakness worse, or will he develop an immunity to it and have more drawbacks with it? Either way he would think about it. And the last piece of his costume was a hood that would cover most of his face, mainly to protect him from rain, and of course his grandfather's mask. As he was running, he finally made a pit stop to the convenience store, the same store he's been to for the past 6 years, mainly to pick up batteries or other forms of food and snacks. They even have a small section labeled Electro, meaning his hero name given to him by his so-called friend, but he didn't mind, it was actually a cool name. Hello Izuku. Izuku, hi, same stuff. Izuku, yeah. And soon the owner brought out a box and gave it to him, and he paid for it and left. Izuku opens the box to see CD batteries from Duracell. Although expensive, that prescription technically made him a sponsor for Duracell. And Izuku brought a water bottle before he drops it in the bottle, and soon people looked at him weird, though some who knew him know about his weakness to water and how he would need an electrical charge and liquids to make sure he doesn't injure himself. Hey, what's that? He looked over to find a female version of himself. No, this girl isn't him. She was similar to him, but she had pink skin and hair, but instead of glowing she had yellow horns coming out of her head, and another difference were her eyes. It still had an abyssal black sclera, and her irises was a golden yellow. Hey, you look just like me, she cheered out loud. Izuku, and more hyperactive. What's your name? I've never seen you before. Asking him. Izuku, oh, me name is Izuku Midoriya. He held out his hand, to which the girl fist bumps instead. Shazha, I'm not one for formalities anyway. What's your quirk? Oh wait, I forgot to tell you my name. And she stood up and did a pose. Mina Ashido, nice to meet you. And she smiled. Mina Ashido, so that's her name. Izuku, nice to meet you Ashido. And to answer your question, he held out his hand and created a little ball of electricity. Izuku, my quirk is electrokinesis. It allows me to absorb and manipulate any form of electricity. And he threw the ball, causing it to spark and disappear. Mina, wow. It's similar to one of my other friend's quirk, and it's way more powerful than his. But what's with the battery in the water? Izuku, it's part of my drawback. Water, unlike to anyone else, can actually harm me, kill me even when I make contact with it. It burns me severely, similar to acid, so to counter it I need to make sure an electrical current runs through it so it won't harm me. Mina, oh well, I guess with a powerful quirk like that it would have a drawback, but didn't think it would be that bad. Izuku, well, I've been training and it's been doing fine. Mina, oh. What are training for? Izuku, I'm training for the entrance exams at you. And Mina squealed in delight. Mina, me too. Izuku, really? What's your quirk? Ashido, and Mina started screeching acid from her hand. Mina, my quirk is acid. I can also control how strong it could be, but I do have a limit to how long I can use it before my skin loses its resistance to it. Izuku was writing in his journal, to which confused Mina. Izuku, maybe if you could probably use a support item that could give a boost in her shoe, propelling her forward, being very effective upon use. Mina, hello Earth to Midoriya there, waving her hat in front of him. Izuku, oh sorry, and she giggled. Mina, oh don't worry about it, was actually cute to be honest. Soon Izuku's cheek lights up. Izuku, ccc cute, blushing. Mina, gasp, your cheeks light up when you're flustered. That's even cuter. And Izuku's whole body lit up. Mina, wow, is that all the energy you build up? Seeing the blue boy's body glowing. Izuku, could we please talk about something else? Shy from showing off his quirk. Mina, oh it's alright. Wowza, is that the time I need to go? And soon she got up. Mina, listen, you better get into you. I won't let anyone who looks like me slip away from my grasp, okay? Izuku nodded. Mina, good for now. This isn't good by Midori, so let me give you this. And soon Izuku felt a pair of lips make contact with his cheek. Mina, see ya Midori, and she left. Izuku sat there for a while, energy surging through his body, and smiled. Izuku, a girl kissed me, smiling still. My pulse is rising. Another 5 months passed, and soon Izuku was standing in front of you. As gate. Izuku, this is I'm finally gonna do it. As he was about to enter, he was shoved. Bakugo, out of the way extra. Now seeing the hot-headed BSTRD of a friend. Izuku, excuse you, and soon Bakugo recognized that voice. Bakugo, is that you Deku? You should know no one is going to accept you for who you are, so you better do us a favor ans scram. And he stomped away. Izuku, still a JRK as always, muttering to himself as he was about to walk just the first step he trips. Izuku, sigh, curse my luck, and he just reformed himself upright. Looking to his left he sees a girl with a bobbed hairstyle with 2 blushes in all looking at him. I was about to use my quirk to help you, but you already done that. And as soon she saw Izuku's face, she was even more starstruck, seeing his unique appearance. And you're blue. And you can glow, and Izuku blushed but his whole body was already glowing dimly so it stayed hidden. The girl held her hand out. Hi, I'm Ochako Uraraka, what's your name? And he gave a small smile. Izuku, I'm Izuku Midoriya, Ochako, and your voice sounds cool. In awe at the blue boy, and she gained her composure. Ochako, well Izuku, I wish you luck in the exam, and she walked away. Izuku, phew, that could have gone worst. As he entered he was met with a crowd and the pro hero present. Mike PM. Hey everybody, could I get yeah? And there was silence. Izuku, yeah, and everybody looked at him. PM, thanks little listener, and he explained the whole process of the exam, and of course there had to be that one guy to just point out the little things, something about the robots and zero pointer and such, and you, snapping Izuku out of his focus. You have been looking uninterested this whole time. If you are unwilling to show commitment, I suggest you do us all a favor and leave. Izuku growled, which made those sitting next to him take a few steps back into the other seats. PM, alright, that's enough. And soon he continued his speech again, ignoring what happened. Soon Izuku was waiting for the testing to begin at the fake city. The moment he heard the words robot and electricity, he was happy. Soon he saw Ochako nervous about the whole thing, and he went up to her only to be stopped by that same guy who pointed him out. Are you trying to sabotage that girl? It is uncouth of you to try and disrupt anyone of their chance to make it, and I suggest you already to leave. Izuku shocked his hand. Izuku, enough. He was gonna go and comfort her, and clearly you don't know anything about being nervous, so screw off, and he went by the gate. The gates have opened. Flashback, Hisashi, remember Sony really shouldn't be telling you this, but when I first went through you as exams they didn't have a countdown to the exam, but knowing your grandfather he probably already told you to just run without spoiling anything. But let me tell you Thisto, what you think is right, and remember their motto, plus ultra, despite how silly it sounds, and he smiled. End flashback. As soon as the gate opens Izuku charged up and used Electro Dash to charge and leaving the other participants behind. Is he stupid? Talk about cheating, really not manly bro. Midoriya, get him out of here. PM, what are you doing? There's no countdowns in a real threat. Follow that kid, go. Go. Go, and soon they ran in, but they noticed something. They see some of the robots but they weren't moving. Ochako, are they broken? Seeing them all still until she saw Izuku moving at lightning speed. Ochako, oh I get it's absorbing all of the electricity in the robots so they can't function. Meanwhile in an observation room, this year's batch is quite interesting, indeed. Some are using their quirks in various ways, some are smart, showing Ochako using her quirk to levitate them, some are fast, showing another kicking the robots, some uses power, and then it shows Bakugo exploding them. Wait, what's that? And they looked at one screen in particular, a blue boy that is absorbing the electricity from the robots and is using it to destroy others in the process. Then they see Izuku speed away like lightning. Well, that's interesting. Who is the kid? Asking a sleep-deprived man. Ma, here we go. Izuku Midoriya. Hey, isn't that Hisashi's kid? I think it is. Wow, he wasn't kidding about his quirk being different. Electrokinesis, a strong quirk. Hey, that's the same kid from the sludge incident 10 months ago. I knew I had recognized him. With a quirk like that he can easily become a good hero. Let's see how they would feel about this. Before a chimera-looking creature laughs as he presses a big blue button. Izuku, sigh. Okay, that makes it 44 points. Happy with his work, not until he felt a huge rumbling which knocked over some of the others. What is that? Izuku looks to his right and sees the zero-pointer, looking at the massive robot and sees it coming his way. It had fired missiles and Izuku grappled them and threw them out of harm's way. As the others were retreating he heard a very loud scream and he looked closer to find Ochako under rubble, unable to move her leg. Without thinking he rushes in towards her. Ochako, Midoriya, seeing the blue boy coming for her. Izuku, I heard you, can you move? Using his quirk to lift the rubble off her. Ochako, no, I think my leg is broken. I can't use my quirk too much either. Seeing her leg in an unnatural angle, whimpering in pain. Izuku, okay, hold on, and he tried to move the rubble only for her to scream. Izuku, sorry. Mind is breaking, agony inside of me. Shut up. Ochako, look out. Izuku turns around and sees the zero-pointer getting close before it tried to step over them. The heroes in the observation room were panicking. Stop it now. I can't, it won't respond. SHT, get out there. But to their surprise they see a large force field surrounding them and the zero-pointer locks on them. But before it could do anything Izuku charges up a large ball of energy before he condenses it to a single point. He points at the zero-pointer. Izuku, if I can't save her then I'm no better than them. Izuku, Thoron. and fired a condensed beam of electricity that went right through the zero-pointer's head, and it shuts down instead of exploding, for the beam absorbed all of the electricity in the giant piece of scrap, rendering it useless. Ochako was in awe. This boy who barely knew her for a brief moment saved her from death itself. She couldn't help but admire him, seeing the electricity dancing off his body and moves around as if it were alive. Izuku, you good? Giving a thumbs up. Ochako, yes. Before losing consciousness, the other participants were in awe, seeing Izuku taking down the zero-pointer as well, seeing it turn off suddenly. No knew what he was doing. The secret to this whole thing, and here I am saying I wanted to be a hero, and yet I couldn't do the most basic thing. They Dodo save someone in danger and with no fear, looking at Izuku who is glowing brightly. That was awesome. Manly bro. Wow, he took it down. He got lucky. He has a chance at becoming a great hero, but isn't that the guy who almost hit the sludge villain? Who cares, man? Did you see him save that girl? Her knight in shining armor, literally shining, such power. After the exams were over, Izuku had Ochako get examined by Recovery Girl. Leaving the building, he made his way home. Soon news about him spreaded like wildfire in the school, talking about how a villain like him is actually a hero, or that he still shouldn't be there, or he got lucky. Either way, he didn't care about the other. Was happy that Uraraka was safe. As soon as he got home, he was met with the most bone-crushing bear hug he could receive. Inko, my baby. Seeing his mom just came back from a business trip, Hisashi was smiling. Hisashi, she had just came home. Izuku, I missed you, mom, muffling under her coat. Inko, oh please tell me you didn't get hurt. Are you alright? Can you see me? Hear me? Can you smell the food? Oh, Hisashi, is our boy okay? I can't believe he went through the entrance exams and I'm still out there working while I should be home with you two and be a better mother and wife to you both. And it, Hisashi, Inko, and she continued to mutter. Hisashi, Inko, waving his hand in front of her. Inko, sorry, it's just, Hisashi, look. Izuku made it back. Okay, see, he's not hurt. Before he mouthed the words, don't say it. Izuku, no, I'm fine, mom, really I'm just tired using up the energy I had. Before Hisashi hands Izuku a battery. Hisashi, well, charge of sun because we're going out for a while. Izuku, really? Where? Hisashi, don't know, and he deadpans. Inko, oh stop it dearie, going out to eat, mental torture despite every good thing that's happened to Izuku the past 10 months, making a grand debut into you. Seeing his mother again, his grandfather encouraging him along with his father, he couldn't be more thankful for them. He owes them everything, but that didn't stop the voices from talking to him no matter what. Even when he's been having a good time, they never stop talking at all. Even when he's having a good time, they seem to get worse as it progressed, telling him things challenging his mentality. Izuku's grandfather told his parents about it, but it never made things any better for them. They knew about his condition since then. It all started when he turned 6, how it started to appear out of nowhere, or as brief whispers. Of course he's going to therapy and takes medication on it, and Izuku is very determined to battle it. But he keeps it a secret and never told his parents about, worried that he'll just burden them even more. Izuku, I don't want to tell them, and why not? Izuku, they've already have enough to deal with. Like mom going on these business trips and dad taking care of the house, making sure everything is running smoothly. I just don't want to trouble them more than they have already. Sigh. Izuku, you need to understand that they are your parents. They need to know. Izuku, sob BB, but mom said if it got worse she'll quit her job just to be with us. I don't want to be one reason she loses her job. Izuku should know that your mother is willing to give everything up to help you. That is her way of loving you. And it's not a burden at all. You're their son and child. Izuku, and you're my grandson. You need to tell them. Izuku, what if they hate me? They won't hate you, they want to help you, and if they do start hating you then they'll have to go through it with me. Remember, there are people who care about you. Izuku, the only person to ever understand him, telling him to open up with his parents soon. Izuku called out to his parents. Inko, what is it? Izuku, Hisashi, you need anything, son? Izuku, yeah, I just, and they both looked at him. Izuku, I just want to say, I'm going to Dagoba Beach to train. Inko, oh okay then. Hisashi, just be back by 8, you hear, he said, and Izuku nodded and he left, and once he was gone they both sighed. Inko, I wish you would tell us. Hisashi, despite all of the therapy he's going through. Inko, is there anything we can do about it? Hisashi, he needs more time. My father said he's going through a lot. Inko was crying. Inko, I wish we could do something. Hisashi, all we can do right now is to be there for him. Inko, he'll make through it, I know it. Smiling, Izuku was sitting at Dagoba Beach, the same beach he cleaned during his time training for the exam. Since then he used this spot as a way to relax, but not for them. Mind-destructing, agony inside of me. My pulse is racing, mental torture, self-destroyer, can't ignore the paranoia, mind is aching, body's racing. Pulse is shaking, madness breaking, I can feel the darkness taking over. Izuku, stop it. Denying, Izuku, stop it. Tears falling down, the rising, Izuku, quit it. The crying, Izuku, shut up, shut up. I'm dying. Izuku, shut up, please be quiet, please, desperate to make it stop now. Breathing heavily, it suddenly stopped. Noticing his energy was pulsing once more. Izuku, this is the second time it's happened. Trying to control himself, he managed to calm down. Walking through downtown, he then started to get a headache. Izuku, argh. Feeling the pain coming into his eyes, he covered them as if something's shoving a needle into his eyes. Soon he started crying, not from the pain but BLD came out instead. Hey, are you alright? He growled at whoever looked at him, and he sees Hima man wearing a suit looking down at him. Is he real? Izuku, who are you? It just looked at him. It. He then snapped out off it. Hey, soon whoever was shaking him was the same frail looking man from before. Hey kid, you alright? Izuku, it's you. Oh, thank God, you had me worried there for a moment. Izuku, I'm fine, it's nothing. If you call, mumbling, repeating words, and started crying. BLD is fine to you, then fine, but not to me. Then he dragged him. Come on, Izuku, wait, where are you taking me? To a friend. Dragging him on the ground, Izuku tried resisting, but to avail, he let him have his way. Soon they were in front of Izuku. You, seen the school? Yeah, you need some help, and knowing you don't want to go to a hospital, so I brought us here. Izuku, are you a teacher? Looking at him. Not really, I'm just friends with everyone here. Izuku, what does that even mean? Confused. Whatever kid, come on. And they walked into the building, making their way inside. Izuku was taken to the medical wing. Recovery, he said, and soon the little old lady came from around the corner. RG, you better not have made that worse, boy. No, it's not that. I have someone here that needs help. Then Izuku nervously came in. Izuku, hi, RG, oh dear. Then RG smacks the man. OW, rubbing his head. RG, you idiot. Do you realize that you brought the Fire Drake's son into my office? Fire Drake, paling, hearing his father's hero name. Izuku, is there something wrong? Confused on why they're scared. RG, oh nothing, just remembering when your father used to come here, how destructive he was. Remembering those moments. RG, he was lucky that Inko was in the general's course to keep his cool. Izuku, my father was what? RG, he used to be a really hot-headed man that once had a big ego. And Izuku's eyes widened. Izuku, what? My father was never like that. He didn't think that he calm and collected father was anything like the man they just described. It's because of your mother, she managed to bring him down to earth, which was a miracle itself. Smiling when Hisashi first met Inko. RG, sigh, either way I can't leave you uncared for. So Yagi, tell me why he's here. The man known as Yagi answered her. Yagi, well, I already met him from the sludge incident 10 months ago, but I just saw him crouching on the ground and was crying out, leaving out the muttering. RG, okay then come here boy, let me take a look. And she examines his eye. RG, well, there seems to be nothing wrong, hold on. And soon this caught their attention. RG, I need you to look around again. And Izuku did, but something was different. He rubbed his eyes. Izuku, I can see lines going through the building, seeing glowing lines going across the room. RG, where? Izuku, right there in here, pointing at the light. SWCH, and soon the outlets. RG, just as I expected. Yagi, what is it? RG, his quirk evolved. Izuku, it did, surprised. RG, yep, and it seems he's at the appropriate age where it could likely happen, which granted him an ability to see the energy in and type of electrical lines or devices. Yagi, well, what do we do about it? RG, simply I'll just update his quirk status again. Although it wouldn't be wise to call Fire Drake. Yagi, well, young midoriya, could you tell them? Izuku, yeah, I can tell them, agreeing with them. RG, okay, but be careful since it evolved, it's highly likely that a new drawback also developed with your new ability. Izuku, okay, thank you recovery girl. She smiled. RG, anytime. And Izuku left. RG, Yagi, RG, his quirk is concerning from its evolution. Yagi, what? RG, It seems to mutate every so often and it happens so early at his age. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not in pain all the time. Yagi, well, told me that there are voices in his head. RG, really? Yagi, yes, and I heard him mumbling it too when I found it. It's disturbing. RG, it's not common when a quirk evolves. It can be painful physically, but I've never heard about it being painful from a psychological stance, although it's not impossible. Yagi, we need to monitor him. RG, I'm full agreements. Went through the entrance exam and I already know he passed, so I'll ask that Shota if he can take him in his class. Yagi, I'll let Nisa know too and the rest of the teachers if what you say is true. Then we have bigger problem than we speak. RG, let's just hope this will be the only time. The rising during the 50-meter dash. Izuku was in awe at Lita's quirk making him go fast. Soon it was his turn and he was paired with Bakugo. Bakugo, you ready to lose, you DMN villain? Izuku smiled once it started. Izuku used Electro dash and sped across in a flash. Izuku, 1 second, and some were in awe at the long jump. Izuku propelled himself across way, but a girl, a quirk giving her properties similar to a frog, got first place on the stamina test. From all the training he's done, Izuku managed to hold on forever, really passing students who were struggling to keep up. Izuku, on your left, passing the boy named Kirishima, OSHT manly bro, wheezing. Izuku, on you left, patting Lita's shoulder. Lita, sigh. Izuku, on your left, passing a girl with a black ponytail on a scooter, while you're fast, staring at him in awe. Mina, please don't say it. Izuku, on your left. Mina, HH. Bakugo was next and he looks at him. Bakugo, don't you dare. Izuku smiled. Bakugo, don't you dare. He was coming closer. Bakugo, I swear if you say it. Izuku, on your left, before electro dashing away. Bakugo, UF freak. Soon it all came down to the ball throw. It wasn't all that dramatic, but Ochako did manage to get infinity and it freaked out the others. Mental torture, self-destroyer. Izuku growled, be quiet, muttering to himself, but a certain girl who has earphone jacks for ears heard him. Hey midoriya, right? He turns to look at a boy that had yellow hair and a lightning-shaped pattern in his hair. Izuku, yeah, the name's Kaminari. But you can call me Denki. Izuku, okay, Kaminari. Hey man, I saw your quirk and I want to say it's like mine. Izuku, is it similar? Kaminari, oh, not in chance, but I have to wonder what's your drawback. Bakugo, ha, the F villain is weak to water, laughing at his drawback. Izuku, yeah, water hurts, mites like pouring acid on me if I make contact with it. The only way I could counter it is to put a battery or have some sort of electrical current going through it. Kaminari, oh man, that SEKS. Mina, but he can get through just fine, putting her arm around him. Izuku, yeah, blushing a little. Aizawa, midoriya, you're up, and soon Izuku went into the circle he waited. Aizawa, give it your all, problem child. Izuku nodded and he stood there. Some thought he was messing around, but they were wrong once they felt a static coursing through their bodies and then Izuku started glowing. He then gathered all of the energy and condensed it to a single point in the ball. Izuku points it towards the sky. Izuku, Thoron, and fired a condensed beam of electricity, almost acting like a rail gun. Seeing the ball disappear in a flash, Aizawa looked at his device which read 300,000 kilometers. The ball hits the moon. Wow, such a powerful quirk. Kaminari, yep, way better than mine. Mina, I'm sure you can both improve together. Ochako, and he's basically a male version of you. Lita, such power. Bakugo, Deku. Growling at him, he grabbed a water bottle and tried to splash it at Izuku, only hitting his arm, causing him pain. Bakugo, since when can you use your quirk like that? Before he was wrapped in a scarf. Aizawa, if I see one more act out of you I will expel you regardless of how you did. Got it, scaring him, and he nodded. Aizawa, are you alright? Midoriya, seeing his arm burning. Izuku, yeah, I'm fine, just worried about what my father will say about this. Aizawa, well then don't tell him. Knowing his father, he'll kill just about everyone. Izuku, too late, pointing over to a bush to see it on fire and a scary looking man standing in it. Aizawa, SHT, seeing the infamous firedrake. Bakugo's eyes widened, seeing Izuku's father. OSHT, soon the other students saw Hisashi as well and they were confused. Hisashi, you big FFJRK, breathing out blue flames, and he stomped towards him. The heat was too intense that Aizawa had to close his eyes and the other students tried to step away from feeling the intense heat. Hisashi, what has my son done to make you hate him so much? Grabbing him by his shirt and his eyes glowed blue. Jairu, that's his dad. It's more intense than my father's, such power. Bro, this is bad, he's a pro hero. Soon Izuku ran up to his father. Izuku, Dad, stop, seeing Hisashi burning Aizawa's scarf and tightens his grip on Bakugo. Hisashi, why? Izuku, you're hurting him. Hisashi, but he burn you. Izuku, but I'm fine please dad your flames. He looked the student seeing them sweating. He then looks down at Bakugo who was in complete terror, his eyes still glowing blue. Hisashi, I swear if you do anything like that again you piece of steel, come back and buttfuck your dad with your mother's headless corpse on this goddamn field, you got it, yelling at him, and soon Bakugo nodded, making the worst mistake in his life. Hisashi, let's go off him. Dropping him basically. Soon the fire subsided from his mouth and he smiled. Hisashi, so you're my son's classmates right? Immediately changing his demeanor. Kaminari, holy SHT, without anyone noticing. Ochako, your midori is DD dad. Hisashi, oh right, sorry about that, smiling, scary, agree. Aizawa, what are you doing here, rubbing his eyes. Hisashi, just because I'm retired doesn't mean I'm not allowed back here. Plus, he wraps his arm around Izuku. Hisashi, just wanted to see how much my son improved. He's trained a lot, praising him. Izuku, well grandpa also helped. Hisashi, well it's a good thing he wasn't here right? Izuku shivered hearing the stories about him scaring everyone. Hisashi, right, so yeah, now that you know who I am, he brought out microphone. Hisashi, if any of you hurt my son in any way possible I will do exactly what I said, do you understand? His eyes glowing. Students, yes sir Mr. Midoriya. Hisashi then gave a sincere smile. Alright then, oh yeah Izuku, your mother told me to tell you to come home right away since she's leaving for another trip, okay? Izuku, okay. Hisashi, nice to meet you all, and he left. A certain peppermint-haired boy talked, well at least he cares. Lita, I have to say that was, Kaminari, terrifying. Izuku, sorry about that guys, glowing in embarrassment. Kaminari, it's cool dude. Kirishima, that was manly from how he wanted to protect you though. The pony-tailed girl, I'll make sure to never mess with him. Mina, that was hot. Seeing the domination his father displayed. Izuku, Ashido, hiding his face. Bakugo was silent, not wanting to say a single word. Aizawa, whatever, I already messaged your mom Midoriya, so don't worry about it. Izuku, okay, if anyone can control him it's either my grandfather or my mom. Aizawa, anyways back to the test. Mineta, I see you came in last. Mineta started crying. Aizawa, no one's going home, that was just a ruse to bring out the best in you. Smiling creepily. Kaminari, could this get any worse? Izuku, at least you weren't last year's class. Lita, what happened? Izuku, he expelled the entire class. Wait, so he wasn't joking? Looking at the pony-tailed girl. Aizawa, now since we had that unfortunate visit you can get your uniforms back on and head on back to class. And they left back in the classroom. Lita, well seeing that we had that unsuspected display from Midoriya's father, why don't we introduce ourselves? Soon each and every one of the students explained their quirks and names. Izuku, well you already know me as Izuku Midoriya. My quirk is electrokinesis, which allows me to absorb or manipulate any form or electricity, but my drawback is watery, don't really have any hobbies, and he sat back down. Mina, hey Midori, I have a question. Soon the boy named Todoroki came to. Izuku, yeah. Mina, what's your dad's quirk? Izuku, well he calls it fire breathing, but everyone else, even the symbol of peace, calls it dragon's rage. He can breath out fire from his mouth and it has 5 levels of heat. Todoroki, what is the 5 levels? Izuku, well the first one is red, which is the least hottest, then it goes to orange, then white, then green, and finally blue, which is the highest it can bites, also all based off on his emotions, so he can be pretty hot-headed sometimes unless you PSS him off, but it's not actually the hottest flame he's breathed out. Todoroki's eyes widened. Mina, what was it? Izuku, he calls it the serious breath. Momo, really? Izuku, yeah, and for a good reason, which brought everyone's attention. Izuku, it was actually really dangerous, and what it was that the flames were the same temperature as Sirius A the star, and everyone's eyes widened even more. Mina, how hot are we talking? Nervous now. Izuku, it was about, hold on, he pulled out his phone and called his dad. Hisashi, hello, hearing his voice. Izuku, hey dad. Hisashi, what's up? Izuku, my classmates want to know how hot was your serious breath. Hisashi, oh it's about 9,940 Kelvin or 9,667 Celsius. Kaminari, holy SHT. Lita, that would have left nothing. Hisashi, yeah I know, was there anything else? Izuku, no that's about it. Momo, wait. Izuku gave her the phone. Momo, what's your drawback? Clearly your quirk is powerful. Hisashi, it just makes me thirsty and have the occasional headache, but it can raise my body temperature and could kill me that way if I'm not careful enough. Momo, Okay, thank you, Hisashi, no problem. Hey son, you should bring this one home, your mother wants to have Izuku, Ehehehe, and enough dad, which made them snickered a little. Izuku, okay then, bye dad. Hisashi, love you son. Izuku, I know, mind breaking, mental torture. Hisashi, oh I love being a parent, smirking, and he went back into reading again. The world is yours, cold-hearted demon, HIA. After their first day at you. Izuku made his way out of the gate feeling a bit tired. He took out a battery, drained it off its energy. Izuku, much better. Hey Midori. He turns around to see Mina waving at him. Mina, are you heading home? Izuku, well kind of. I need to pick up a package at, Mina, the convenience store. Izuku, yeah, Mina, cool, can I walk with you? She asked out of nowhere. Izuku, what? Sure I guess, and she smiled. Mina, don't worry, it's okay if you don't want me to. Izuku, no, it's okay. I just wasn't expecting to be asked that, that's all. Mina, oh okay then. Soon they headed off towards the store. Mina, hey, that was an awesome display back there today. Izuku, thank you Ashido, but you've done well yourself. Mina, hey, you earned it. Although I really wish that my Neta was expelled. Izuku, really? How come? I thought his quirk would be really useful on certain type of situations. It seems quite reliable. Mina, yeah, unless he's a huge pervert, and literally on the first day he tried peeping into the girls' locker room. Soon a sudden surge of red electricity went through Izuku. Izuku, really? He said in a monotone manner which kind of freaked her out a bit. Mina, yeah, but I know Yamamo will take care of it, seeing he's actually scared of her. Izuku, oh, then the red energy disappeared. Mina, hey, what was that just now? Asking him. Izuku, what do you mean? Mina, I mean you just had a surge of red glowy stuff going through you just now. Izuku, too, don't know really, it just happened. Then he felt it again. Izuku, argh, and he fell onto his knees. Mina, Midori, catching him, and he clutched his head. Izuku, denying the rising, and he muttered words that Mina couldn't understand. It Mina. Midori, shaking her friend, and he continued to mumble. Now she was kind of hearing one particular word that he kept repeating. Mina, paranoia, and this made him stagger more and more. Panic. Mina, it's okay. It's okay, holding on to him, seeing her new blue friend acting like this, and she brought them to a nearby bench. Izuku was still mumbling. Mina, Midori, can you hear me? Talking to him again. Izuku, what? He looked around. Izuku, Ashido. He looked up at her, seeing the light from the buildings reflecting her pink hair, giving the illusion that it's glowing, and her eyes as well. Izuku was in awe for a moment. Mina, hey there, as she smiled at him. Mina, you gave me quite the scare. Midori. And she let go of him. Izuku, what happened? Mina, you fell over holding your head and started mumbling. To be honest, I thought you were trying to rap for a moment. Izuku blushed, oh sorry, and he looked away. Mina, so do you want to tell me what happened? Izuku, it's my quirk. Mina, what happened? Are you sick? Izuku, nothing like that. Yesterday it happened as well, but he looked away. Izuku, it evolved, that's why I'm having these pains. Mina, it evolved. Izuku, yeah, you know, when we grow older there will be a time our quirks will develop and maybe grow in power, although it's physical pain. Mina, and yours is different. Izuku, I would get very bad headaches, so I try my best to stay hydrated. Mina, so that's why you're heading to the store. Izuku, yeah, before my mom leaves for another trip. You can see come with if you want. Asking her. Mina smiled, meeting your mom, the same person who could tame the infamous fire drake. Count me in, fist in the air. Once the two were done at the store and they headed out. Soon Izuku drinks up all the water he bought. The two both stand right in front of Midoriya's home. Izuku, I just want to let you know me mother can get a little emotional. Mina, really? Well, that makes sense, seeing that you can be like that as well. Izuku blushed, well yeah, but she's actually worse than me, he said. Soon he barely just touched the handle, and soon both teenagers were brought in a bone-crushing hug. Inko, my eyes, you found a girlfriend. Seeing Hisashi giving him a thumbs up, Mina was now blushing. Izuku, Momio air crushing, and soon she let go, both of them falling to the ground. Inko, well Izuku, are you going to introduce who she is? Izuku, Daddy would like you to meet my friend Mina. Ashido. Mina, 'tis a pleasure, she said in a British accent, making the two laugh a little. Inko, quite, she said. Hisashi, welcome to our fine establishment, young missy. See, you brought our young Mstr Homer for the night, seeing that he blesses us with his presence. Izuku face-bombed. What have you done? Mina, hey, they're pretty fun people. Inko, why thank you. Soon Izuku showed Mina his room. Mina, wow, you're a pretty big All Might fan. Izuku, WWL he W was TT the one who I inspired me to become a hero, Mina. That's pretty coolly always admired gang Orca, Izuku, really. He's my favorite too. Mina, I know he looks like he's a menacing person but he's a really nice guy, Izuku. Yeah, people would always look at me like a villain and he always reminded me that it's based on how we use our quirks not what it is, Mina. Yep, and plus I got my twin here now. Putting an arm around him causing him to blush. They both stayed like that for a while. Izuku was glowing a little brighter than usual, feeling Mina's arm wrapping around him, and Mina could feel the warm energy Izuku was giving off. Both of them were very comfortable with each other. They both looked to the door to see Inko crying and Hisashi with his phone smirking. Inko, sniff, I am so proud of you Izuku. Izuku, no mom it's not dash. Hisashi, what you think? Yeah, we all heard that before, son. You could have told us she was your girlfriend from the start. Now Mina was starting to blush. Mina, I mean if he's willing to, Izuku. WWW what? He was feeling too much embarrassment. He fell over Mina. Midori, seeing him short circuit while Hisashi was laughing. Hisashi, oh Manha hasn't done that since he was remembering that day of training. Inko however smacked his head but he still laughed. Inko, Hisashi, she said calmly, making him stop. Mina, scary, seeing his mother's demeanor change immediately. Inko looked back at Mina. Well Ashido, I trust that you will watch over my son. Remember he keeps the batteries in his desk, and pulled her husband's ear. Hisashi, ow, being pulled out of the room and the door closed. Mina was just confused the entire time. Izuku woke up to an unknown black void. He stood up looking around to find where or what he is in. Izuku, hello, he said, hearing nothing respond. He looked around to see nothing there. Izuku, okay, just stay calm, everything will be alright, he said, trying to control his breathing. Brrg, Izuku. Hearing an electrical sound he looks behind him and suddenly he sees nothing but electricity surging around him. Seeing it move on its own, it was alive. Seeing it circle around him like a predator. Izuku, what are you? He said in fear. Mind is breaking. Can't control. Mental torture. Self-destroyer. Can't ignore the paranoia. Mind is aching. Madness breaking. Agony inside of me. Must control it. Can't ignore it. Darkness rising. Can't ignore it. Must control it. Mental torture. Self-destroyer. Can't ignore the paranoia. Mind is breaking. Madness rising. Agony inside of me. Darkness showing. Mind controlling. Can't destroy it. Can't control it. Paranoia. Seeing the blue energy rising and morphing into a figure. Izuku, what are you? Answer me. He yelled out to it, denying the rising. The CryNGM dying. Izuku, what? The CryNGM dying. It kept repeating these sequence of words. Izuku, stop it now. He yelled using his quirk towards it, but it only grew in size as the voices kept growing louder. They lied to you, they shot at you, they hate on you, they reusing you. Now showing figures. Izuku, mom, dad, seeing his parents in the kitchen. Inko, he's a villain. Hisashi, he will be the end of the hero world. What have I done? Izuku, no, I want to be a hero. Then it changed again to seeing his classmates fighting himself. Kirishima, midoriya, stop. Bakugo, UF villain. Only to be forced back. Izuku, nah, stop it please. Mina, Midori please. Running towards him only for him to glow red. Izuku also couldn't control his movement. Izuku, no. Ashido, Mina stay back. Too late as the red electricity fires and soon it hits her in the chest, falling to the ground. Izuku, no, screaming while his classmates charge and he released more energy which turned them into embers. Izuku shot up from bed. Izuku, Mina. Crying, feeling the tears burn him as it steams off his skin. Bang, the door flies off the hinges. Hisashi, son. He charges in ready to fight whoever was in his room. Hisashi, are you hurt? Where's the villain? He asks him. Izuku, nah, there's no villain, dad, he said. Hisashi, with the way you're screaming I thought that was the case. Bad dream? He asked him. Izuku, yeah, a real nightmare, he said, seeing his energy crackle off his hands. Hisashi, what was it about? He asked him, but he was met with a small moment of silence. Izuku finally built up the courage. He's going to tell him once and for all. Izuku, I had a dream where I was a villain and I hit everyone that I knew and loved, he said, and soon he described in detail of how they died, how he and his mother were mistaken to let him into you. And also why he never told him about the voices he kept to only to his grandfather. Hisashi just sat there and listened. Not saying a word, he lets him talk it all out. Hisashi, I say, well, I'm glad you told me about this, son, he said to him, touching his shoulder to reassure him. Hisashi, but you don't need to worry about it. Me and your mother would never say anything like that, and we never regret the choice of letting you attend you. I will be this world's next #1 hero, I believe that. Your grandpa believes that, but as for the voices. Izuku, grandpa already sended me medicine for it. Hisashi, leave it to him to always be ahead of the curve. Sometimes I wonder how he can do all of this despite being in life support, and he chuckles. Izuku, well, I am feeling tired now. Yawning. Hisashi deadpans, really after what you dreamed about you want to sleep, he said. Izuku, yeah. Hisashi, oh yeah, by the way, Ashido went home. She had some things to do, but guess what? He pulled out his phone and fiddled with it. Izuku, oh no. Now he saw the picture of him sleeping on Mina's lap while Mina was stroking his hair. Hisashi, you sly dog, smirking before Izuku blushes really hard again. Soon his father gets up. Hisashi, well, he won't tell your mother about what we discussed. Hey son, he looked at him. Hisashi, I'm glad you trust me with this information, thank you, before he picks up the door and just leans it by the frame. Izuku, now I need a new door frame. Self-destroyer. Once Izuku made it to class the next day, he was waiting in his sit, which was in the corner of the room. He had his hoodie on and had his head down, wanting to avoid being in the center of attention, writing in his journal of everyone's quirk, including their weaknesses and strengths, and he left a huge space in case he would see everyone's hero costume. The sound of the door sliding open. Hello students, I have come through the door like a normal person, waving at them while most of them were excited seeing the symbol of peace. Izuku deadpanned. Izuku, normally you wouldn't say it out loud, seeing the #1 hero in his Silver Age costume. You may be wondering why I am here. Because I can, he said. He soon pulled out some cards. What have here is today's lessons. You will be in a joint training simulation where 2 teams of 2 will be battling each other in a match of heroes versus villains. Soon he went to different students' desk and handed them cards. Izuku included. Lita, sensei, what is this for? Asking him. Say that there is the card to let someone know they will be villains in this simulation. Seeing that the hero team will be random, villains have the privilege to choose their partners. Izuku frowned now and he heard Bakugo laughing. Bakugo, ha 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 ha, even the #1 hero thinks you would fit the villain's role. That's too funny, and he continued to laugh. Lita, Bakugo, that's enough. We were chosen randomly as well. You would be wise to not taunt future heroes in training. Bakugo, shut the hell up. 4 eyes, I will be the next #1 hero. Izuku, sigh. Mina, pissed. Hey Midori, looking to her. Izuku, yeah, he asked her and she smiled. Mina, I'll be your partner. Izuku, really? Mina, yeah, you're my twine. It would be a crime if we weren't partners. Jiru, heh. While she watched them she couldn't help but giggle. Alright, I have these cases here for you. All these have your hero costumes. Take them, get ready and meet me at the fake city. And he went out. Mina, you coming? Midori. Izuku, sorry Ashido, my costume is being dropped off by my father, so I'll catch up. And she nodded. Lita, don't be late. Midoriya. Later that day, as the students came out wearing their hero outfits, they see All Might standing there. The one thing that makes the hero is their outfit, and all of you look great. Giving them a thumbs up, he looks around for a moment. I see where one short. Where is young Midoriya? Asking them. Mina, he's caught up getting his outfit. He'll be here. Ochako, really? Huh. Lita, I see. Izuku, I'm here. He yelled out and they turned to him to see his outfit, a dark gray-colored skin-tight suit with some plating on all of the limbs, and there was a orb in the chest area and it was glowing blue. He had a cloak on while they saw his face, seeing the metallic helmet his grandfather gave him, which covered the top part of his head only, leaving the mouth and jaw area exposed, and of course his hood, which wasn't on but it was part of his cloak. Izuku, sorry, I got held up. I forgot the one piece to my outfit. He, nervous and embarrassed. Although they couldn't see it, some of them just stared, some actually felt intimidated by the helmet. Mina, whoa. Lita, Omoke. Todoroki, interesting. Momo, oh he's, looking away seeing the plating and of course the muscles from the outfit. Ochako, wow. Midoriya, you look cool. Kaminari, bro, you look great. Izuku, thanks, you guys too. Mina, oh it's nothing really. Ochako, yeah, I should have been more specific on my outfit. Izuku, well, I think it's great, nothing complex, nothing over the top, simply I like it, smiling, which made feel flustered. Mina, well, look who's talking. Smirking. Just stared at Izuku. He couldn't help at first the sludge incident, and now this. The metallic helmet doesn't help. All he sees is him. Ahem. Alright then, young heroes, since I will be drawing lots for the heroes, may the villains choose their partners please, and soon. Izuku brought out the card and soon he walks to Lita. Izuku, who are you going to pick? Asking him. Lita, I have no clue. Although Ashido came into mind, but I know you two are already going to be partners, but seeing that Mineta eyeing the girls, I must prevent him doing any type of inappropriate behavior. So I'll choose him. Izuku, figures, but his quirk is actually useful. You could have him set up traps for the heroes to step in while you could sped up and actually tag them with the flag, or you could possibly have him cover the entire areas in the ball and he could be hidden so you could possibly flank them. Lita, now that you mention it, I guess I did made the right call. Izuku, Ashido, he looked at her. Mina, you ready to kick? But Midori, holding out her fist to him, and of course he bumps at AM. Alrighty then villains, you will be in teams. Soon he listed off the team names as Izuku and Mina are Team C and they are going against Team E, who happens to be AM, Bakugo and Uraraka. They looked at each other, and of course this was going to happen. In what world would this not happen? Izuku, of course, he said, frowning at the Mina. Well, it can't be worse, right? Nervously smiling Izuku, the fact we are going against Bakugo's quirk is the equivalent to being a very angry Michael Bay film, which made her and Jiru in the background laugh. Mina, yeah, Izuku. Yeah, it could be worse. Besides, at least we have a chance with your quirk. The one I'm worried about is Uraraka and her quirk. It could prove a troublesome situation. And one thing, Ashido. Mina, yeah. Izuku, in these type of simulations we must treat them like the real deal. Of course we're not going to be villains, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Say like in another situation where I would need to reroute a whole network system to make sure we prevent villains from doing something. You could think of it like that, or we could actually really play the villain aspect. Mina, I don't know, but what you said made sense, but I'm sure this is a one-time thing, so we could act villainous. Smiling Izuku, I guess, mind is breaking, agony inside of me, self-destroyer, mental torture, and he slapped himself again. Mina, you alright? Izuku, a bug. AM, alright then villains, you may enter the building. You have 5 minutes to plan your defense, and they ran into the building already. Izuku had Mina block certain areas using her acid, and Izuku noticed that some of the rooms had actual electrical wirings in them. They were only powerless, but he could change that. Izuku stepped up to the wire and then let out a surge of energy powering the whole building, which caused the audience in the observation room to be in awe. Kaminari. Wow, his quirk is powerful. Kirishima, bro, he powered the entire building. Tsuyu, wonder how much power he can release. Momo, wow. Zero, glad I'm not facing them. Seeing Izuku build up defense, AM was impressed. Mineta, man, he's really at it. Izuku, alright, electrical surges ready for detonation, he said to Mina in the radio. Mina, awesome. Soon their time was up and Izuku reached for the earpiece. Izuku, Ashido, I know Kaken is gonna go after me. I entrust you to deal with Uraraka. Remember, if she touches you, you won't stand a chance, so remember to melt all items she could possibly use her quirk on. Mina, got it. AM, heroes, you may now enter the building. Began match. Then both Bakugo and Uraraka ran in, but Bakugo ran ahead. Ochako, where are you going? Yelling at him. Bakugo, F off, round face, I'm going after that F villain and show him his place, and he ran off. Ochako, sigh, and she went on, but what she failed to notice was the electrical trap. Midoriya set up a printer that was rigged. As Uraraka was about to use her quirk, the printer sparked and shocked her. Ochako, screaming, holding her hand as it was red. Ochako, ouchie. Soon she went on and now was on guard for anything Midoriya may have rigged with his quirk. She picked up a wooden stick and noticed the exit sign was on. She threw the stick, which was soon burned to a crisp from the electrical charge. Ochako, is he really trying to kill us? Seeing the condition of the stick, she continued on to find the bomb. Ochako, yes, cheering to herself as she was about to go up to it. Soon an electrical cage surrounds the bomb, which seemed to be a major problem. Mina, you thought it would be that easy, didn't you? Hearing her voice echo in the room, Ochako had her guard up. Mina, don't worry, heroics all in the name of being the bad guy. Of course you need to find the source in order to get to the bomb. Wahahahahahaha. Ochako, really? The audience, really? Ochako, okay then I need to find the power. SWCH, and she ran off. Bakugo was running through the building. He didn't fall for the traps Midoriya put up, seeing they were obviously glowing and he would just destroy all the items in it. Soon he turned the corner to another corridor. Bakugo, Deku, come on out, you F villain, he yelled out, but there was no response, which made him more angry. Bakugo, I swear if you think that these pathetic traps will stop me, you are F dumber than ever. Soon a figure turned the corner, which was Midoriya of course, but he was quiet and his cloak covered his body and the hood was on, hiding his face. Bakugo, there you F are, you goddamn villain. Smirking now. Izuku, you found Menno. What? He said. Bakugo, now you will learn your place. Shithead, you really think that you have a chance of being a hero? Well, you're wrong, you will always be a villain in the eyes of the world, there is no way I will ever lose to you. Izuku, typical as ever, have been playing this game since the beginning. Hero, you think you know me, you think you could beat me, you are mistaken. He looked up, seeing his mouth in a wide smile put Bakugo in an unnerved state. Bakugo, the F are you talking about? Izuku, you think pushing those around you make you feel superior to others, that they will submit to you like the loyal dogs they are? Ha 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 ha, it could have not been any more wrong. You will see in this day, this time, this battle, that when the bomb goes off you will know what true pain is, he yelled. Kirishima, wow's really playing into the role, having a single sweat drop at the side of his face. Jiru, Ashido as well. Kaminari, got to up my game then. Lita was taking notes. Tsuyu, what are you doing? Tenya Karo, Lita, since I'm the villain I must also become devoted to the villain aspect. Zero, that's kind of extreme. Don't you think? Lita, nonsense, otherwise how would I be able to intimidate the heroes if they are not willing to take this test seriously? Aim, yeesh. Todoroki, I should try that I guess. Momo, please don't do that. Sadu, I'll admit Midoriya does do it well. If he doesn't become a hero he should be an actor. Kirishima, ye hits manly. Soon both charged towards each other. Bakugo, you will die, villain. Izuku, I'm no villain. He took off the cloak. Izuku, I am Electro. And soon released a beam of energy, and Bakugo released an explosion causing the whole building to shake. Mina, WHA. Ochako, HH. Ochako fell over while Mina fell from the ceiling. Both are concerned now. Mina, great, I hope they didn't kill each other. Ochako, yeah, but first. She got up to charge towards her. Ochako, I must win, trying to touch her. Mina, really? Jumping back. Bakugo, Raph, trying to punch him, but Izuku dodges it. He then releases an electrical discharge causing a burst of energy knocking him back. Bakugo, that move, remembering when he first used it on him when they were small, the scars that he and those idiots from Aldra received caused his anger to grow. Izuku, you remember it, Bakugo, the day I knew you would end up as AF villain, you blue BSTRD. Izuku, when will you know that I had no control of it that day? Firing another beam. Bakugo lunged forward, following up with a right hook. Izuku then grabs at Bakugo, what? Izuku then fires another beam, launching Bakugo through the wall. Seeing the ceiling collapse as both Ochako and Mina fell out and stumbled. Mina did not intend to destroy the floor. She looked and sees Midoriya. She jumps back to his side. Izuku, you alright? Mina, yup, giving him a thumbs up. Bakugo, what the F is that bullshit round face? Ochako, ugh, it was an accident. Bakugo, shut up. Deku, we're not done. And he charged in again. Soon Izuku did something unexpected. He turned his whole body into pure electricity and Bakugo went right through him, but he was also shocked in the process. Bakugo, F. Feeling the pain. Mina, firing acid at Ochako, keeping her at bay. Izuku, it's over. He then charged up energy again, and Suno he absorbs it, giving him a boost in both strength and speed. HR then charges forward at an intense speed and punched Bakugo in the gut. Soon he twirls and roundhouse kicks him in the chin. Then to finish it off he uses his energy like a telekinesis and hurls Bakugo through the wall. Then he wraps the capture tape around him. Mina, Midori could use a little help, and soon Ochako was knocked back by the sudden surge of energy blasted at her, and it knocked her out. Mina, thank you, and wraps the capture tape around her. Izuku, no problem. The audience in the observation room could only watch in awe, seeing Midoriya take down the hero team so quickly, and they saw him turn himself into energy, causing Bakugo to phase through him like a ghost. Kirishima, man, he has full control of his quirk. Kaminari, I'm jelly. Jiru, you said it would be difficult to take down someone like Midoriya. Momo, indeed, especially with how his quick thinking is to counter Bakugo and Uraraka so easily, it's astonishing. Lita, all the more reason why he is the strongest. Todoroki, Mintra stingy, wonder how he got his quirk. Sadu, maybe from his mother's side. Zero, we know his father breathes fire. Tsuyu, so Midoriya's mother must have an electricity-based quirk. Then Karo, could only stare. The mask was really bothering him, and the sludge incident where he almost hit him as well puts concern in his mind. Now seeing that the hero team has been captured, soon the intercom in the building turned on. The hero team has been captured. Villain team wins, and they were both happy. Mina, we won. Midori, and she jumped on him hugging him, but Izuku was too excited as well. Izuku, we did it. And spinned with her. Soon Ochako woke up. Ochako, wow, Midoriya didn't know you could pack a punch with those beams of yours, and he blushed. Izuku, I'm so sorry Uraraka, I just got it in my head that I was taking this too seriously. Oh man, what am I going todo? Willage expelled forthus I mishura thetis the kc will never be a hero bakugo was right yama villain what else I stove making senzumi godima horrible persons Jaden fitch fincy, Mina, hey Midori, and he kept it muttering Mina, Midori, she waved a hand in front of him still mumbling Mina then smacks his head, Midori, snapping him out of it Izuku, yeah. Mina, don't worry about it, Uraraka. Sorry Midoriya it was just unexpected that was all, as they were about to leave Bakugo, Deku. Izuku sighs and turns around Bakugo, how could a villain like you win? He held up his hand pointing towards Bakugo, you know what these things are used for, he said now smirking Bakugo, they collect all the build-up sweat and I could pull this pin to release a massive explosion young Bakugo no. You'll kill him. Shouting Bakugo, he won't if he dodges, and he pulls the pin soon both Mina and Ochako were thrown in separate directions and Izuku tried all he could to create a barrier but he was caught in the blast causing the whole floor to collapse as soon as the smoke clears both Mina and Ochako stood up Mina, Midori, she said and saw nothing in the smoke no glow, no response Mina, Midori this isn't funny, now scared and she saw Bakugo wide-eyed she looked where he was looking and she was shocked as well. Izuku's body exploded into pure energy seeing it fly everywhere and it faded Mina, Izuku. She cried out tears rolling down her cheeks she went into the smoke to try and find the least possible sign that he survived Ochako, what she also saw what happened trying to help as well Mina, no sob Izuku, she cried out again she looked at Bakugo who still didn't move from his spot and anger rose in her Mina, she stood up now facing him Mina, you hit him, she whimpered out Bakugo, shut the F up Mina. You hit him. She fired acid at him to which he easily dodges Ochako held her back, Ashido don't. Mina, he hit him, trying to break free Ochako, please stop this isn't what he wanted you to do, Bakugo, finally a villain has been rid of this world Ochako, you're sick. Mina, Izuku, she looked where the energy flowed young Midoriya, he was silent Kirishima, he hit him. Kaminari, he hit him in anger now Lita couldn't say anything Momo had her hands covering her mouth in disbelief Jairu, holy SHT, looking down now seeing the energy flowing still Bakugo, SHTWHY didn't he dodge, Mina, first you say a villain was rid of this world and now you're finally guilty of what you did what is wrong with you, in disgust and before they could finally leave they heard electricity crackling in the corridor Mina looks in shock seeing the energy gathering itself to a small orb Mina. What, now the energy started to take shape and soon a figure was seen Bakugo, holy. SHT, now seeing Izuku forming back into his form only in his ripped pants the shirt was burned off and the helmet took serious damage seeing only one eye and Bakugo could tell it was filled with hate and anger Bakugo, Deku, Izuku, Cantignora paranoia, mind-aching, mind destruction, mental torture, self-destroyer, Cantignora paranoia, he said as red electricity in small streams coursed through his body Mina. Izuku, he looked at her and he gave her a reassuring smile Izuku, mental torture, self. Destroyer, can't ignore the paranoia, Izuku then uses his electroshock to restrain Bakugo holding him in place and he launches him through the wall and continues to attack him Bakugo, and soon he was grappled again and threw him out the window from the third floor and he stops as the electricity crackles and pops as he just stands there menacingly Kirishima, goddamn's alive holy SHT. And Kaminari also couldn't say anything Jairu, oh man he's going to give me a heart attack Lita, he needs to be stopped and tried to exit after seeing him attack Bakugo Momo, how? Zero, SHT Mineta, whoa, he's lucky he's alive, still disappointed in Bakugo's actions but right now they need to stop Izuku then gathers more energy and he expels it screaming out in rage feeling completely drained and Mina tried running up to him Mina, Izuku. She ran to him Izuku, Ashido, he said growling and soon Mina reached into her pocket to pull out a battery Mina ignoring his scary presence jumping up to him almost falling she shoves it on Izuku and absorbs the energy Izuku, and Mina hugged him as the power is dispersing he soon dimmed and the electricity dispelled and they both fall on the ground calming him down Izuku, Ashido, he said Mina, thank God, crying out holding him tightly Mina, I thought I lost you. Crying now Izuku couldn't help but pat her back Izuku, what happened, confused on why she's on the ground with him Mina, you lost control for a moment, Ochako. Midoriya, relieved seeing him alive but she was also terrified of The amount of power he has, she needs to go check on Bakugo. Mina then just hold him close to her. She was crying. Izuku, Ashido. Mina, you idiot, that could have hit you. Why, you realize that, right? Sobbing as her tears are burning him, but he doesn't feel it. Izuku, I'm sorry. Mina was sniffing and gasping. Izuku then hugs her. I'm sorry. Mina returns it. Jiru, holy sht Momo, is this the max power or is there more? Worried about his quirk's power. Kirishima, man, that was a nerve breaker, but is Bakubro alright? His quirk is very powerful. Does this mean he is immortal? Or is he able to regenerate his limbs and body? Soon after this, Izuku was taken to Recovery Girl to see if anything is out of place. Of course they won't tell his father. Bakugo already has enough trouble. A grave wouldn't be best for him, and also the intense pain he was dealing with. Izuku, alright Thini, guess I'm heading home now. Smiling Mina, oh Izuku, let's head to downtown. Izuku, sure, and they both head off. Lita, they seem very close those two. Ochako, ye, it's like they were made for each other, but I worry for Ashido. Tsuyu, given with what happened I don't blame you. Evil or not, Midoriya doesn't seem to control his emotions well. Jiru, well, I'm sure he's going to train for it, right? And she walks off as Momo gets into a limo, leaving Lita and Ochako to head to the train. Izuku, so why do you want to go downtown? Mina, oh, no reason. Izuku, no reason. I'm pretty sure you have a reason for everything that happens. Mina, true, but who knows? Smirking. Izuku, okay, and they ended up at a small side restaurant. Of course Izuku's reactions was great, seeing that it serves Izuku. Katsudon, he said out loud. Drooling. Mina giggles. Come on you, dragging him in as they both sit down at a small table even though they should be studying. Izuku, aren't your parents going to say anything? Mina, nah, they don't mind at all as long as I'm alive and well. Izuku, wow, me dad. Well, he looks at his text and it was a picture of him giving a thumbs up. Hisashi, don't forget to use protection. Izuku, messaged me a colorful text. Mina, really? Let me see. Izuku, I would prefer if you didn't. Mina, oh come on, trying to grab the phone. Izuku, Ashido, Mina, give me, trying to reach, but they both fell over. A big thump was heard. Izuku, you alright? Asking her. Mina, yeah. Izuku was glowing. Why is that? And she took the moment to realize their position. Izuku, why you? Mina smirks, don't like being a bottom. Izuku, no, it's just. Mina, just what? Izuku, Wayne Town need to order our food, as the waiter, who was just deadpanning the entire time, waited for them to get up. Mina, obviously embarrassed, gets off him and sits back down. Mina, whoops, sorry, and he nods and walks away as they ordered. Obviously. Mina, so that's the agenda for today's date? Izuku, date? Mina, yeah, me and you are alone together in downtown having dinner. A date? Izuku, well, it's eventful. Mina, do you know you want to tell me something? Izuku, is it because of what my dad said last time you came over? Mina, maybe. Izuku, well, it's just I'm trying to focus on getting my hero license. In truth, I don't know how to do this or have friends for the matter. Mina, I can see that, but hey, you have me. Izuku, I know, it's just really hard to talk to you sometimes. You have a lot of energy. Mina, says the one who is made of it. Izuku, true. Mina, Izuku, but you are really fun to hang out with and I like it a whole lot actually. Besides my parents, you are the only one who I can try to be open with, and plus, he trailed off. Mina, plus. Drawing it out. Izuku, you like it, he mumbled out. Mina, what? I didn't hear you. Izuku sighs, this is torture. Izuku, you're really cute, he said clearly now, and now it was Mina's turn to blush. Mina, wow, you managed to make me blush. Soon I will swoon for you and you will catch me as I fall down and maybe sneak in a smooch. Izuku, too far. Mina then goes in and kisses him on the cheek, the same place where she kissed him when she first saw him at the store. Izuku, MMPH. Mina, you're just a fun to tease. Izu, and soon after they finished eating, Izuku paid for it, much to Mina's protest. Once that was over with, they head back, but not without Mina holding Izuku's hand. Izuku, UMWWY. Mina, why not? Izuku, that's not an answer. Mina, does there have to be a reason to everything? Smiling again. Izuku, Mina, come on, dragging him again to the park. As they walk around the park, Izuku got used to the feeling. Of course he's attracted to Mina, but doesn't want her to be involved with his reputation. A boy with a villain like Quirk in a relationship with a girl who has a heroic quirk. Mina, I know you're nervous about people judging your quirk and how it could affect me in a way, and Izuku was shocked. Mina, and no, I don't have a telepathy quirk, I'm pink DM in it. Nah, just saw it in your face, Izuku. Oh, Mina, we can start slow, see if it works, then maybe. It can grow from there, smiling Izuku. I'm sure you dated a lot of guys, he wouldn't compare to any of them, Mina. Well, in full truth, I only dated one guy, Izuku, really. But you're so nice, outgoing, friendly, cheerful, and your mutation quirk only makes you even more appealing, to which he let that slip out. Mina, you really think that? She smiled sweetly. Curses. Izuku kept growing brighter. Izuku, why yes. He looked away, afraid to hear her reaction. Mind destructing, can't ignore the paranoia, mind is aching, body shaking, mental torture, self-destroyer, can't control it, must endure it, agony inside of me, can't ignore the paranoia, the voices once more taunted him, started shaking in pure terror. He doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to think about it, can't control it. Mina, well, I think it gives me a reason to do this. She turns his head to face her. She was slightly blushing and she leans in. Izuku, and soon she kissed him as her lips make contact with his and he short circuits. Izuku, you andu. And he leaned back only for Ashido to grab him and pull him close to her. Mina, he guessed that makes you mine then. Izuku finally regained his composure and he hugged her back. He smiled. For once in his life he never thought he would ever find someone like this. It's appealing. Izuku, Ashido, about what happened today, and Mina puts a finger on his lips. Mina, it's not your fault. Izuku had no control. Bakugo triggered it, brought it onto himself. Izuku, but what would happen if I hurt you? I would never be able to live with myself. Mina, Izuku, no, Ashido did something horrible, please surprise me, you'll stop me if this happens again, please. Mina, alrighty, will midoriya, but you promise something as well. Izuku, oh. Okay, and she brings him close once more. Mina, let me help protect you as well since you're already mine. Izuku, okay, letting go. Mina, it's getting late. Izuku, it is, and they stare at each other for a while. Mina, it's a school night, we'll have more time tomorrow. Okay, smiling Izuku, alright, Mina, I'll walk you home. Izuku, shouldn't I be the one to say that? Mina, who says it's a one-way conversation? It can go both ways, don't worry about it, maybe he can finally have some help for once besides family.